Everybody say the word harmonize.
Harmonize.
20-something years ago, I used to work in a music store. And when I worked in a music store, part of my job was to sell pianos. After you sell a piano, you have to tune the piano. After you tune the piano, you deliver the piano. Now, you all know the answer to this question. How many keys does a piano have? 88. Close. Okay? A full-size piano has 88 keys. Now, can you imagine if it only had one key? So every Sunday when Donna leads the music and then Becky comes to the piano and she has that one key. That's kind of boring there, isn't it? But she played all that fancy stuff a while ago because she had all these other keys. You have 88 keys. Each key is partnered to a hammer, which I'll show you in a few moments. In order for the key and the hammer to work together, there's a system to communicate when and how hard or how soft it is to hit the string. Now, let me ask you a question. If there's 88 keys and 88 hammers, how many strings are there? That tricked you. There's between 230 and 250 strings in each piano. And you will notice it starts out with individual strings, then pairs of strings, and then sets of 3 of strings. You'll also notice that the strings are not all shaped alike. I'm not going to use that in the church about us, but we are not shaped alike. But anyway, you will notice that these over here have wrapping on them. These do not. Okay? You'll notice over here that these hammers, each one of these hammers is responsible for a certain area. So if I hit this, it's going to go to that one string. If I hit this one here, it hits 3 strings. Okay? Now, in the old days, they didn't have electronic tuners. Okay? They tuned it by ear. And they use what's called a tuning fork. If you've ever seen a tuning fork, raise your hands. You've seen one of those, right? So you tap it, you listen to it, and it gives you a pitch. And the one that they would use is called A440, which is that one right there. Okay? So they would start from that point and tune the piano. Now listen, this note right here has 3 strings to it. You can't tune all 3 strings at the same time. They would use these rubber wedges. And they would put them on each side of that set so that it silences the outside ones, and they would only tune the middle one. Once they got the middle one to the right pitch, then they would tune the one beside it, and the one beside it. Now all 3 of them would make the same sound. Once they got that one right, then they would tune the octaves. And they would work down from there. All the way down, then go up there. Once they got that, then they would go to the 4th. And they would tune that relationship. And then they would keep working through. They would do the A, and then they would do the D chord. They would do the G, C. They would do the C, F, and so forth. Work all the way around the circle until they came back to A. And when they get to A, now the piano is in tune all the way up and down. Now, listen to me carefully. If you didn't have the tuning fork, you could tune a piano to itself. But it wouldn't match everything else. So for example, if Chuck had his guitar and he has an electric tuner on his guitar, if he tuned his guitar to the actual tone it's supposed to have, if this is not tuned to the tone it's supposed to have, those 2 won't match. Now here's the beauty of it. If you have the tuning fork and you tune this to A440 and you had a whole room full of pianos, all tuned to A440, every piano would sound exactly the same, and you can play them all at the same time and have some incredible music. Okay? Now, how does that tie to the church? God doesn't use a tuning fork per se, but He does use what? The Bible. The Bible is the tuning fork of God. And so what He does is, He uses that Bible as the standard. And He goes to the individual and He tunes you. Okay? He comes to you and he tunes your heart in line with the Bible. And He tunes the ones beside you. Again, in tune with the Bible. And listen, one key by itself doesn't make good music, right? In order to have harmony, there has to be different notes. And so God gives us the church. And these other people also tuned by that same standard, which is the Bible. And when everybody is in tune with the tuning fork, we have beautiful music. And we prove to the world that Jesus Christ really is the answer.
Amen.
But if we have one tuned here and one tuned by a different standard other than God's Word, we have issues. And we don't have unity, and we don't have harmony, we have discord.